All right, let's move on to 8:20 p.m. 2 games left on the show. Thank you guys so much for rolling with us. It's been so much fun breaking down these games. But, fun is second to great breakdowns and making money. And I've enjoyed hearing these breakdowns immensely. And I'm expecting my 5th straight winning week. Cleveland Browns 6-5, 2-3 on the road. Ravens 7-3, 4-1 at home. We're at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. This game is – we have so many great matchups this week, and this is one of them. But this Browns team seems pretty broken. 40 Fahrenheit, mostly cloudy, 4 miles per hour. We have the Browns opening up as 3.5-point dogs. There's been a 4-cent move towards them at Pinnacle. Baltimore opened up at -3.5, -111. They're now -107. This total opened up at 46.5, slightly juiced to the under. It's become more juiced to the under. A 6-cent move to the under. It's now under 46.5 at -117 at Pinnacle. Big Show Picks joining us. Thank you for the kind words, Big Show, my guy. Then we have 2,521 tickets in. So very small amount. And it's a pick 'em right now. 49% of the tickets on Cleveland, 53% of the cash. Then you have 42% of tickets on the over and 99% of the cash. There's not a lot of tickets in, so let's not get too carried away getting too excited about all that money on the over, especially when Pinnacle is still moving it towards the under. Browns coming off an ugly 13-10 home win over the Lions. Baker Mayfield, 15-29, 176 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Limited to practice this week. Shoulder, foot, and knee injuries. Says he's more beat up than at any point in his career. Fucking wah. Mayfield pulled off his helmet and went straight to the locker room without shaking hands with any teammates or Lions players. That doesn't bother me that much. I don't really, Austin Hooper caught 4. Look, he cares. He cares, and it was an ugly game. But everybody has a different idea of what leadership means, and everybody can make their own decisions around why he did that and what it's worth. Hooper caught 4 passes for 53 yards. Nick Chubb ran 22 times for 130 yards, caught 2 passes for 14 yards. The Browns' pass rush didn't register a sack, had only 2 quarterback hits. Malcolm Smith and Denzel Ward each had picks. Landry appeared to hurt his left knee, and now he's on injured reserve. Owusa Karamoa, their linebacker, went out in the second half with an ankle injury. Stefanski said Monday he expects Landry. So why do I have Landry's on injured reserve? I don't know why. Let me double check that so I'm not giving out bad information. Because Stefanski says right here, quote, I expect Landry to continue playing through this injury. So I'm going to double check that. Maybe someone can while we're doing this setup. Donovan Peoples-Jones and Anthony Schwartz were inactive, listed as questionable. Tack McKinley, cornerbacks Troy Hill and A.J. Green were inactive last week, listed as questionable this week. Baltimore Ravens coming off an impressive 16-13 win at Chicago without the services of MVP candidate Lamar Jackson, out with a non-COVID illness. We'll be good to go this week. Tyler Huntley came in and played well. You could completely understand why the team likes him. Seems like a really quality guy. 26-36, 219 yards, no touchdowns, 1 pick, ran 7 times for 40 yards, said all the right things in the post-game presser. Mark Andrews caught 8 passes for 73 yards. Devonta Freeman ran 16 times for 49 yards and a touchdown. Ravens had 3 sacks, 7 quarterback hits. Now, Campbell suffered a foot injury. He's listed as questionable this week. That's going to hurt. Pernell McPhee is expected to have a short-term absence after undergoing arthroscopic surgery on his knee. Malik Harrison designated to return from the non-football-related injury list. He would be useful. Marquise Brown and Miles Boykin are both listed as questionable this week. Defensive tackle Brandon Williams, cornerback Jimmy Smith, offensive tackle Cedric Ogbuhi. I'm going to move on. Quarterback Anthony Everett, inactive last week and listed as questionable. CMAC, let's get it started. The Sunday nighter divisional rivalry game. Browns-Ravens, take it away.
This one's super interesting to me. Browns play the Ravens, then they have a bye, then they play them again right after that. It's kind of strange. They're going to see them back-to-back if you look at the schedule. Everyone remembers this game was that wild 47-45 or something last year at the end of the season. But I don't know how that's anywhere close here in this one. Baker Mayfield does not look good. I think they keep running it with Chubb. I'm a little lost, though. I mean, Jackson obviously is going to be back, I'm guessing, off this illness. Everything shows here. That Ravens defense has looked good. There's nothing to say the Browns are going to score here on them. So I only look under in this spot. I don't love it. I really, at this point, don't want to lay 4. with everything going on with the Ravens, I don't want to take points with the Browns. This football team, you were talking about it, like the crying for Baker Mayfield and the whole team's bitching and moaning that they walked through that Rams game, which I knew, that was horrible. I mean, the Lions game, excuse me, last week. I just don't love this one. I'd look under in this spot. Maybe the Browns team total under here. And the weird thing is they play them off the bye, and then they play them again, and they probably will be healthier and maybe look the Browns that second time. So to me, this is a lean to the Ravens, and I'd slightly lean under in this spot.
Yeah, I think that cap makes perfect sense. You could see the Ravens taking care of business, the Browns just letting go, getting fresh off the bye, coming back and handling their business. But Bono, take it away, Browns, Ravens.
Yeah, this is really tough. I mean, I'm probably just going to maybe look at a Raven team total, potentially over if Lamar plays, because the one thing about Cleveland is they gave up 168 rushing yards to Detroit and DeAndre Swift last week. It was not good for the run defense of the Browns. And obviously, if Baltimore is going to be able to run it and Lamar's going to have room to maneuver, that's going to make that offense a lot better in a matchup like this. But you're right, Baker Mayfield's not 100%. He's getting booed off the field in a lethargic, poor performance against Detroit. He's getting frustrated and snippy with the media and the press conference, saying, I'm not listening to the boos during the game. I'm just focused on that. I couldn't care less what they're doing and what they're saying. So he's not in a good frame of mind right now. I don't like hearing that kind of stuff. When you're starting to get agitated and aggravated about the fan base to the media, that means your focus is not where it needs to be. It needs to be getting healthy and improving on a week-in, week-out basis. So that's definitely something that concerns me right now with this Browns team. I'll tell you what, early in the year, I thought the Ravens would decline a little bit this year, and I had the Browns to win the AFC North, but I haven't been backing the Browns lately for one distinct reason. I mean, all the injuries they've had to deal with along the offensive line. Jarvis Landry, questionable. You look at, Owusu Koromoa, who's been out for a long period of time, although it's looking like he might be able to play here in this one. They've had just a ton of injuries this year. Thank goodness, though, they do have Nick Chubb back. That should help a little bit here in this one against the Baltimore Ravens. And look, the Ravens haven't even been, stout at stopping the run at times. So that's a little bit of a concern you would have with Nick Chubb now back for the Browns. But Baker just hasn't looked right. This offense hasn't looked right. It's a Ravens team that even though they escaped against Chicago, they weren't happy with their performance. I don't have a really strong opinion other than maybe I get involved with a Ravens team total over later in the week if Lamar's a go. But right now, it's a fascinating game, but it's not one that from a betting perspective is an easy one to wrap your head around.
Even Stefanski saying that he expects Mayfield expects Mayfield as long as he's physically cleared to play. Knee, foot, and shoulder injuries. If he's physically cleared to play, he's going to. This sounds like another spot, sort of like the Aaron Rodgers, where you'd be better off letting him rest here with a bye week staring at you. I'm moving on the Ravens tonight at -3.5 at home with Lamar Jackson coming back. Moving on Ravens tonight, and I agree completely. I hope the Ravens win 40-15, and then we can come back on the Browns 2 weeks from now. There we go. Anything for you guys official here for the Sunday Nighter?
Not a bad strategy, Jimmy, because if there's one team that needs the bye week in the worst way, it's Cleveland. Get Baker healthy. Get the offensive line healthy. Conklin's been banged up. Treader's been banged up. Jedrick Wills has been banged up. The defense has had key injuries in the secondary at linebacker. Use the bye week. Get everybody healthy. And then if they get whipped by Baltimore, you're right. I like that thinking. Maybe a good bet on spot off the bye for Cleveland in a couple weeks.
Yeah. Real quick, Jimmy. Yeah, do you think you should wait just a little bit? You think we can see a 3 here? Or, we've already dropped to 3.5. Forwards of 3.5 have come pretty quick. I don't know if we see a 3, but I just letting you know.
It's such a crucial number, but I'll tell you that some very dicey offshore books that we never speak of because they're so dicey have moved it to 4.
Yes, I see that. And yeah, I see those.
But you're right. The sharp books have moved it 4 cents towards the Browns. So, but no, I think that I'm going to take this 3.5 right now, and I think it's going to be very comfortable. The thing is, I guess I want the full game, but maybe this is just a double up smash spot for the Ravens, which isn't what I was planning on doing before we talked this out. But I'm going to be on the Ravens tonight, maybe bigger than I expected. I love the fact that the Browns have I think fading the Packers and the Browns with knowing that they have the bye week staring and they need it so badly might be, obviously I'm not going to say is, but might be a really nice gambling situation for us. Let's move on.
You know what, though, would have been bigger, real quick? Just Baltimore won, though, last week. I mean, what if they would have lost that game to the Bears? You know, Jackson's out, and they still get that W. Yeah, just interesting. That's all.
I just think that there's a good thing going on with Harbaugh and the group. They all seem to really like each other, fight for each other, say nice things about each other. You could see that there's a special bond between Lamar and Huntley. Everything is coming around where these guys like each other.
There's definitely more internal camaraderie and chemistry right now with the Ravens than the Browns. I don't think there's much of a debate.
You mean the Browns? The Browns, yeah.
Yeah, the Ravens then over the Browns, yeah.
Too much kumbaya shit there, Jimmy. You're giving me. I'm just joking.